So what brings you in today?
Well, the place where I work, my supervisor came in and told me that my work has declined, and I've been missing some deadlines and stuff, and he just has noticed a big change in the way I work. And so he said that if I continued that he'd have to reprimand me, and we'd have to discuss further consequences. And I really don't want to do that. And I don't know. I just haven't really felt like working very much. I'm just not feeling very happy right now.
Okay, so what I hear you saying is you're just having some difficult time at work right now, and you're not really feeling yourself, and your supervisor has taken attention to this and brought it to your attention that maybe something needs to be taken care of and get you back to your old self.
Yeah, my supervisor, she's a good friend too, and she just is, I know she's concerned.
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm just not feeling happy. I'm not really, I haven't really felt happy in a few months, so.
Well, tell me a little bit more about why you're not feeling happy.
Well, I don't know. I go to work, I do the same thing every day. I go to work, and then I go home.
Mm-hmm.
I live by myself. I have a dog and a fish, and that's pretty much it. My family lives all out of state, and so I just feel like it's just boring. Like I just don't, what's the point? Why am I going to work? Going to work to come home to pay for a house. I'm just living in.
Yeah, I feel that way too sometimes. I think that gets the better of us, that daily routine and schedule. Yeah. Would you have any activities or friendships outside of work that keep you company or keep you involved in anything?
Yeah, but some, I do. I was dating a guy, and we did everything together, and I met him at a store actually that I go through a lot, and it was kind of we just met at a random place, and he was really involved with his church and stuff, so I became involved with him. Well, then he broke up with me a couple months ago, and he decided that he just didn't want to be with me, and that's kind of when I kind of obviously not hanging around his friends because it's kind of uncomfortable, and that's kind of taken away my social life, and so now I just feel like that was such a part of my life, and now it's gone. And so I just have my work, and now that's declining. And so it's just making me feel even, I just feel like I've failed and all those things. So.
Yeah, it can be really hard to handle sometimes, in situations like that. Tell me a little bit more about the relationship between you guys. How were you feeling when you were in the relationship with him? Was the work, were you yourself at work, or were you still a little sad and not yourself so much?
I was happy, we were together for a year, and it's part of the happiest time of my life. I really felt like I had found someone to spend my life with and to share my life, and so in my mind I had a bunch of goals and dreams, and now that's gone. My dreams included him. They included our friends that we had, or his friends, and they've contacted me. There's a couple of the ladies that we hung around that have tried to reach out to me. I'm just not wanting to go out, and I'm not really wanting to be a part of anything like that. I feel like what's the point? And why would I hang out with them, when he's going to be around? I don't want him to see how upset that he's made me.
Yeah.
I don't want him to see that he has that effect, because I'm so mad at the fact that in my head we had this great thing going, and he just didn't want it anymore.
It sounds as though you've had this relationship and this breakup, and ever since this breakup, maybe this, it's declined not only your work and how you act at work, but maybe just in all your relationships. You mentioned that you didn't hang around those friends anymore, and that you didn't want him to see how he made you feel and how he has hurt you. Does that sound right?
It does sound right. That sounds, it does. I did start feeling more, I started feeling down around the time he broke up with me. I thought, like I said, my whole life was surrounded him. And then now that's kind of taken away from me, and I really don't know where to go from here. and I don't have, I don't feel like I have support. I used to, be active with, like, my job has a lot of things. They like to do company picnics, and this summer they've had a lot of stuff like that, and I just haven't wanted to be a part of any of it because I feel like there's gonna be questions and, where's Jason at, and so I don't want to have to answer that.
Well, what's it like to think like that? Like that you don't want to be a part of those company gatherings or anything with, people around. You don't want them to see how you're feeling. What is it like to think like that for you?
It makes me sad. It makes me, I'm not, I'm not stupid. I know that I've changed. I know I'm acting different. I just, it's made me sad to think that, I don't have that life anymore and that I'm alone. Then it makes me mad because I let myself be like this. I never thought I'd be someone that would be so connected with somebody I didn't have a life outside of them. And I really feel like I disconnected from a lot of things I had before Jason because when he came in my life, I just put everything I had. I never thought I'd be like that. So I get really mad at myself about that, which only makes me even more sad.
What do you mean mad at yourself?
I feel like I failed myself. I feel like I failed by putting myself in a position where my whole life was him. I feel like I failed my job because I'm not pushing down my personal problems and dealing with my job like I should. I'm failing in that area. I'm better than that. That's the way I feel. Like, I shouldn't be this upset. I shouldn't go this way. I shouldn't do this. I shouldn't do that. And then that makes me just feel overwhelmed and just sad. And so I just don't want to do anything.
That can be really tough to deal with and being in those situations. It sounds like you're saying that ever since this relationship, you've declined. Am I right?
Yeah, he broke up with me.
Ever since the end of the relationship.
Yeah.
Do you have any friendships that you have maintained over this time
Well, before Jason, I hung out with some of the women at work, and I was closer to them. And then when we got together, I kind of just started doing stuff with his friends. Like, I kind of didn't keep up my relationships with my other friends.
Is there any organizations that you're a part of, like a church, or do you have any clubs or activities that you do?
Not anymore. I left when I got with him. I went to his church, and that's where I've been. At the time I was searching for somewhere else to go, and so now that that's gone, that's something else that's gone out of my life.
So do you think that because of this breakup, this has affected your work? Do you think this is what's bringing you down in your work ethics? And
I can see that being the source of why I'm feeling so down. Maybe not so much him, but just the fact that my whole life was around him, and now that he's gone, I feel like, what am I doing? Like, why am I here? What's the point of me? What's my purpose?
Yeah. Well, tell me more about what you want to get out of. What is the purpose of life for you? Do you have any goals? Do you have any things that you're looking forward to besides work? Is there anything that you have focus on other than just the mundane work life and then home life?
No, not really. All my goals in my head were just to be married to Jason and be his wife and be a part of his life, So with him gone, I feel like I don't have any goals or anything like that.
Is there anything that you'd like to set a goal for? Any activities that you would want to be a part of?
I haven't really sat and thought about it. I've been kind of just sad and having my own little, self-pity party kind of thing of, being sad about him not being there. And so I really haven't sat down and thought about what I want to do.
Well, I hear you saying that you're really sad because of all this, and that Jason not being a part of your life anymore has really brought you down because you felt like you were there for him, and that's your main goal in life was to take care of him and be his future wife one day, and this relationship was just such a big part of your life, and because of its ending, this has really just put a damper on everything, including your work and your happiness levels. I mean, you just seem like what I hear you saying is that you're sad and you're lonely because you don't have these relationships from your friends anymore that you were friends with some friends of his, and now those are dwindling. Does that sound right?
It does. That sounds like it sums it up. I mean, hearing it saying like that, it really does make sense to me.
I know you said that you haven't thought about getting into any kind of activities or anything like that. Is there anything just yourself maybe that you enjoy doing that brings enjoyment to your life, like crafts or any hobbies that you have? Just something that maybe you could do by yourself, not necessarily with other people, like writing, reading.
I like to cook.
You like to cook?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, when you're cooking, how does that affect it? Are you happy when you're doing
I am.
that?
I am. I love to look up new recipes, and I haven't done that in a long time, but that's something I did a lot.
Yeah.
Even before Jason, I always cooked for friends and hosted parties and had friends over for games and stuff like that. And I love to learn new things on how to cook, and I can cook all kind of different cuisines, like anything Asian food or Southern comfort food, that kind of thing. So I really do enjoy that.
Well, it sounds like, this cooking is something that you really enjoy, and maybe we could bring some of that back into your life. If you're not doing that right now, maybe that's something we can start a baby step, just something small. Bring back in some of these new recipes. Maybe this week we'll try to just find one new recipe, and we'll try to do that, and we'll see how that just makes you feel. And if that makes you feel like really happy, maybe we'll just kind of journal that down, write that down, that this new recipe really brought out some good things.
Okay.
And maybe that's just a baby step that we can try. Does that sound like something that you would be interested in?
That does sound like something I can do. I think I can manage that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to do this week. We'll try to just one new recipe. That's all I'm asking right now. Just one new recipe. And just try that out and see how that makes you feel.
Okay.
And like I said, we'll report that back next time we meet, and we'll see how that goes. And then maybe in the future, just to kind of get you out of this loneliness that you said you were feeling, we could see if there's maybe a cooking class or something like that, maybe with some people around your age, some peers that we could get involved with.
I'd be willing to do that. Sounds good.
It's nice to meet you.
Nice.